So today I'm in Holland. And when you're in Holland and you want to talk about Formula One, there is only one thing that's at the top of everybody's agenda. Yeah, that's right, Max Verstappen, of course. He's transformed not just the world of Formula One, but definitely the world of Formula One here in Holland. And it's taken off like you wouldn't believe. The growing fan base wearing orange. We notice them all at every racetrack we go to. I've noticed them all in terms of the feedback that I get online. When I look at my YouTube demographic in the analytics page, Holland I think comes up as number 3 of all the countries that follow me on YouTube, and you would have never have said that 4 or 5 years ago. So he's transforming the world of Formula One, and as I'm here for a couple of days, I thought we would talk about his impact and what people think. So have you always been into Formula One, or you just follow because of Max?
Yeah, normally, but then when Schumacher always was number 1, wasn't that good anymore. But now Verstappen is in, I think all Holland is watching. No?
Yeah. So do you love, is he a hero, a national hero now?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Soon he will be number 1, for sure.
Well, he gets everywhere around here, doesn't he? Right, so I have arrived, dumped my stuff and been out around the canals and streets on the skateboard just for a very quick blast around. I love this city, Amsterdam. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and not only that, I love the culture around here. I love the way that people are so chilled and relaxed. It's just got a great atmosphere, and it's not all because they're all smoking weed. I'm here I've got dinner to go to this evening, and then tomorrow I'm speaking at a conference, and then home again tomorrow afternoon. But I just thought we'd explore the Max Verstappen phenomena, because we're in this part of the world, because it is a phenomena, isn't it? Because Max was this kid who kind of was picked up on a radar very, very early, very, very young, incredibly young. So young that Formula One had to rewrite the rule book about what age you need to be to acquire a super license off the back of him joining the sport. And he was accelerated through his early career and into the Formula One program at Toro Rosso, and then accelerated into the main team, mainly because Red Bull, rated him so highly that they didn't want to lose him. There were other teams, other Formula One teams that had offered him a deal when he was still back in Formula 3, to become, test and reserve driver for a year. And it was only the fact that Red Bull could offer him a race seat straight away, and the fact they did that was the only reason that he signed for them, and that he kind of rapidly jumped into Formula One the way he did. Shrewd move by Red Bull. Lucky that they had the capabilities to do that with 2 teams. But just how good is he? And is the fact that he is also a controversial figure part of that phenomenon? Is that part of why he's a bit of a star, part of why he's got the world of Formula One talking? Or is it just that he's a great racing driver? So it's Friday morning, it's early Friday morning, which means that as ever, I'm out running, no matter where I am in the world. Seems like a good opportunity to see if anybody else is stupid enough to be up this early and find out what their opinion of Max is. Just got to find somebody now. Excuse me, guys. You speak English?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Are you Dutch?
No, American.
Oh, you're American. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you don't know anything about Formula One racing?
No.
No, fine. No problem. I'll leave you to it. See you later. Definitely way too early. There's just nobody about. which is probably understandable because it's stupid o'clock in the morning. Beautiful city though, by the way. Hang on, here's somebody. Hi, are you Dutch?
No.
Good morning. Do you mind if I ask you a question about, do you know Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
And he's a big hero now in Holland?
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why is he so popular and why does everybody love him so much?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, sorry, thank you. Excuse me, are you Dutch?
Yes.
I'm making a film about Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
You know Max?
Yeah.
You a fan?
No.
Did you know about Formula 1 before Max Verstappen? No. So he's kind of brought the sport, I guess, into your world.
A little bit.
Okay. All right, thank you. This is so weird. Just doorstepping random people on the street, getting some ridiculous looks. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Excuse me. Hi. Are you Dutch?
No.
No. Okay. You don't know anything about Max Verstappen?
No.
No. Fine. Thank you. Not everybody loves Max Verstappen here. That is definitely becoming clear. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm making a film about Max Verstappen. You know Max Verstappen?
Ik ken hem ja, van neem.
Why does everybody love Max Verstappen?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Because he's a good driver.
But nothing because he's Dutch and because he's young and he's got this interesting character?
Maybe.
Or just because he's a good driver?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Do you follow Formula 1?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And you're a fan of Max?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, thank you. Excuse me. Why does everybody love Max Verstappen?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks. You know
Yes.
Max Verstappen?
Yes, sure.
Why
I'm not Dutch though, yeah,
Oh,
right?
you're not Dutch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
do you know why everybody loves Max Verstappen? It seems to have taken over. The whole country now follows Formula 1.
Yeah, because he's Dutch, young,
That's it.
and represents a new promise.
Yeah, okay.
I actually work for Formula 1.
Oh,
so
do you?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do?
All the sport merchandising.
What do you think it is about Max Verstappen that makes him so popular?
Makes him so popular. He's young.
He's young.
Yeah.
But what about the fact that he's a controversial character sometimes within Formula 1? He has this kind of doesn't give a shit personality. You like that?
He's cool.
It's cool.
And now high publicity.
Yeah.
He's yourself.
Yeah.
No nonsense.
And you think the Dutch like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Think he'll be world
And you?
champion? Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he'll be world champion?
About 2 years.
2 years. You heard it here first, folks. Thanks, man.
Okay.
There you go. That seems a reasonable prediction. World champion in 2 years. What do you reckon? Can Honda do it for Red Bull Racing? We shall see. Okay, so it's fair to say that perhaps that wasn't the most in-depth, well-researched piece of journalism that I've ever done. But, you know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, yes, clearly from that little very short snap of this little particular city of Amsterdam and the various few people that are out at this time of the morning, not everybody's into Formula 1, not everybody follows or loves Max Verstappen, and those who do perhaps don't even really know why. But, you know, I think it's... let me just put this down. I think a large part of what Max Verstappen's appeal is obviously he's a Dutch hero, he's a Dutch sportsman, and, you know, many countries get behind a new sportsman of their own nationality whenever somebody emerges. That's just absolutely normal. But I also think that the Dutch are a forward-thinking nation. They quite like, and they certainly embrace change. You can see that from looking around the place. You can see that from the sustainable energy that they're using. The electric cars are everywhere. People use bikes to get around and boats, and it's just, there is a culture here that embraces change and embraces new ways of thinking. And I kind of think Max encapsulates some of that. He's not turned up in Formula One and sort of towed the company line, has he? He's Max Verstappen. He will always be Max Verstappen. He'll do what he wants to do. He'll be the way he wants to be. Even when he's got the pressure of all the other drivers piling in on him and millions of Formula One fans saying, you can't drive like that. You can't just turn up in Formula One and be that aggressive. Well, he can, and he will, because he's Max Verstappen. Personally, I love that. I love that about him, and I think that is why the Dutch love him as well. He's still Max. He's still the Max that he was before he got to Formula One. He's still just a regular, down-to-earth Dutchman when it comes down to it. He's a nice guy, and I think that's what people attach themselves to. He still represents the Dutch. There's a big a big affinity for him for that very reason. And he's young and he's cool, and as somebody said earlier on, he represents a kind of hope for the future in sport for this nation. I don't know, it's not quite the video I thought this was going to turn out to be. I mean, what do you think? He's a controversial figure, isn't he, in the world of F1? Has he come in and ruffled feathers too much? Do you think he should be toned down? Do you think he should be listening to all of his peers when they say, look, you're too aggressive, that's not how we do things around here? Or do you think it's great that he just rocks up and does his own thing? You can liken him a little bit to Kevin Magnussen, to Kimi Räikkönen. People who haven't been changed by Formula One. And I think maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the point. So many, I've worked with so many Formula One drivers who have been changed by Formula One. I don't think Max is one of those. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think? Yesterday's video sparked so much controversy, so much comment. I've replied to loads of you in the comments section. Some of the comments, though, I just could not even bring myself. The rage was building inside me when I saw some of the comments about the W Series. And I know it's that split opinion right down the middle. And I think, this will be something similar. Max Verstappen tends to split opinion down the middle. But which side of that line do you fall on? Max fan? Or do you think he's just not really what Formula One should be about? Let me know.